Hi Capricorn, thank you for tuning in. This is your 2021 yearly overview tarot card reading. So, well, let's just start off. First of all, if you're watching this in December, then happy holiday season. If you're watching this, oh, and of course, happy birthday season. And if you're watching this in January, then as well, happy birthday season and happy new year. And if you're watching this somewhere throughout the year because you want to rewatch it, or you just, it came in your timeline, then thank you for tuning in. And I hope you're having a good year so far. All right, a lot of rambling. Let's just tune into your reading. All right, Capricorn. What I'm doing with these readings, I'm putting 12 cards down. Each card will represent 1 month of this new year. And of course, I will do some clarifiers as well. If I feel guided to do, go a little bit deeper into things. Overall, this year, major year for a lot of us. Definitely a lot of growth. For you, it's very important to keep your health in check. To just not go on a pathway of pushing through too much. Like if you are feeling like drained in this year, take some rest. Try to create some space, to create some rest. Maybe you can do something in your daily routine which makes you, more energized or more at peace, releasing of stress. All of those good things really beneficial for you in this year. Of course, always, but definitely this year because it's energy that's surrounding your health sector, and also just things in the dark. And basically, just if you're just tuning in and focusing on it, I really do feel that intuitively you can be really in tune with your body, and it will really be very, clear about what it needs and wants are, so it can serve you the best on all the other endeavors you will, go on this year. So what I feel this year is for you, it's very important to keep an open mind and an open heart, but definitely an open mind. Things can change pretty quickly this year. So like one day it's like this, and maybe the end of the same week it's different, like completely different. It's not what you expected, or it's like way better than you expected. So to just keep an open mind, not set your energy too much on like one particular goal or one particular person. Just try and a little bit flow with the energy. Of course, you can set goals. You can have like a good year's revolutions and things like that, things you want to work on. But try to the how and when it exactly happened, like let it just sort of flow a little bit. If you're willing to go with the flow of the tide, this ocean might really bring you to a really nice, beautiful, beach. So you never know where you might end up, but this year will definitely take you on a journey. And if you allow it to sort of guide you, like for example, you're doing like this vacation with a guide. So like what's the name? Guide. The guide, all right? And let the person just sort of take you to places that maybe you can't find on the internet or you don't know. And you might be surprised where you might end up. And that's the energy that I'm feeling this year. If you are creative with things, also with your money and your finances, like maybe you are come up with a very creative idea this year that brings in an extra source of income, and to just flow with that, because that's something you can, if you're thinking outside the box and if you're willing to sort of open up your energy to like, all right, maybe this year it's time for this. Or it can also be connected to your children, like maybe they need you to be a little bit more open-minded this year so they can flourish, and with that your relationship grows stronger. So just those type of things, something I really wanted to give to you guys for this year. I think it's just some major, keys, basically. And I really feel like something big is coming into your life in 2021. And it's important for you to not miss out on it by being really focused on just one particular thing. All right, first card for January is the Three of Swords. All right, so that's the first card. I think it's good. Let's get certain things out of the way in the beginning of the year. Let's see what the Three of Swords, guides you towards in February. February for my Capricorn. What's the card for February? What's the card for February? Beautiful. Ace of Swords. Really is redirecting yourself and right at the beginning of the year. It's like, okay, I'm done with this. I don't want this anymore. Because January, for most of you guys, even though it's your own season, it's quite an intense month. It's like it's for some reason takes a very long time. You might have a hard time with, you know, just your own pressure you put on yourself in the first month. But I feel that Ace of Swords, you really are making some healthy changes. Like, if you have certain good year's resolutions, something that I always like is like start it in February, or like 2 weeks after January, you know, the first 2 weeks of January. Like, just ease into it, ease into the change. Try not to put too much pressure on you right at the beginning of the year, because a lot of times after, you know, your holiday season, you might have your birthday in December as well, the end of December, and just like unleash some of that energy. Like, it's so much pressure building up in the month of December. A lot of people, like, you know, ask for your energy and your attention, and it's, you know, it's good to not put so much pressure on the 1st of January. If it's possible for you, of course. If you feel motivated and you're so ready, maybe you want to start a week before 2021 hits. Like, it's not, you know, definitely something. If you want to start something creative, use this, you know, this transit on the 21st of December. Use it 21st of December to start something new, or do the first move, or do the first thing on that day. That would be, you know, will stay with you for next 2 years. Really good energy to work with creatively wise. Okay, so a lot of cards. I'm just gonna roll with it. We have March for you with the 6 of Swords, and we have the 5 of Swords in April, and then we have for May, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Good. For June, for my Capricorn. It's too many cards, guys. One card for June, please. One card for June. One card for June. There we go. 7 of Pentacles. July. There's you. You show up in your own reading. So July, it's going to be a good month with the Hangman. September. Oh, that's a lot, but we got one that flipped upright, and that is the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, good. Let me double check this, because otherwise I'll put them upside down in the deck. All right. October. Oh, well, there you go. Someone has joined the party. The King of Cups came in October. November. I feel like one flipped over, yes. November. And then December. Beautiful Temperance energy. Bonus card for Capricorn is the beautiful Hierophant. All right. So, starting off the first year, the beginning of the year, and I'm going to put a card with a 3 of Swords, and I'm going to get into it. 3 of Three of Swords. Beautiful. The Magician. All right. I'm really feeling that, yeah, it could, one sec. I'm really feeling the beginning of the year. You really are claiming your own personal power, and I don't really feel like it has that much to do with other people. It really is that inner conflict that has been sort of brewing and building up these last couple months. It's just been, you know what you want, but then you don't know exactly what you want, but you really know what you do not want anymore. And it's like sort of, you know, bringing all of it together. You felt sort of disappointed in something, or you're just, things are heavy on your mind or heavy on your heart, and it's like you don't feel so comfortable where you are in the place that you are. That might not be for everyone, but there's something, it might be minor, might be pretty major, something significant that you want to shift and change, something you want to see different. You want to see different results in the beginning of the year. So I feel that January is all about claiming your own personal power by not draining yourself, for being so overly hard on yourself, and like having all these expectations and putting yourself down for what you did or did not achieve, then how you should have done it better or what you could have done differently. It's like, no, I'm going to work with what I got. I take all the lessons I've learned and I'm going to put that into work right in the beginning of the year. I'm doing it differently and I'm taking charge of me and how I approach myself in how I show up in the world. That's what I feel very strongly. Then the Ace of Swords in February really indicates like, okay, I'm ready to take the next steps. Now I really got to put the action with the words. And I feel like February is really a good month for you to take those first steps. It's the second month. It's the month of Aquarius. The Aquarius for you is your second house. So that's like all that energy comes together in your career sector, or like just, your finances and things like that. Like what you, how you make your money basically in this world, or at least the things you're passionate about, the things you spend energy and time in creating from one place into another. I see in March you might thinking about maybe taking a short trip to really calm down a little bit, like release some of that stress, because I feel like I said in the beginning, you might be sensitive for physical stress. Like it really is important to take yourself when you really feel overwhelmed by the situation, to take yourself into a more quiet place, whether that's mentally, maybe even physically, take yourself to a different space, or spiritually wise, like ground yourself. The more time you spend yourself grounding this year, the more you are actually aware of like what's coming, what's happening in your surrounding, and also what are the opportunities that are actually presenting themselves. So the April energy is the Five of Swords, an end of a mind game, and I really feel it's a mind game you play within yourself, but it could also definitely be with another person. You might have March, April, you might have some conflicts with other people. Very strong-minded person, but you have a very clear opinion about that thing you guys might bump heads in, and it is something that started off at something like you really 100%, for you it was green, and for the other person might have been blue, and it wasn't really about the color at one point anymore. It was more about, why don't you believe me? Why aren't you on the same level as me? Like it became bigger and bigger. I really feel like in March and April that might come to a certain level where you can really address it and put it to rest, and you can like go back and feel like, okay, it did a turnaround. You might find yourself in those 2 months like having a hard time really connect with the people you normally connect with, or feel like we're so off, like where's our alignment, like why are we just constantly bumping like heads, like what's going on, like it's like winning the argument for just to win the argument, instead of actually having a really good solid thing, or trying to come from a place of you trying to warn another person or take somebody in protection or something like that, something fundamental you stand for, or just like having a fight to have a fight. And I think that there will be a balance in that. In the beginning of spring, you really find a much more grounded place with a person you might have had those things with for a longer period of time than just those 2 months. Might actually already be active right now. Do see a shift happening in that relationship, that connection. By the time, early spring, I feel. So let's just clarify the Five of Swords for now, how you get out of that energy. Beautiful. With the Page of Wands, you focus your energy elsewhere. It's like you put yourself above the frequency that other person is keeping you in. So you set a new goal. It's like you might actually have something with your career as well. There might be, you all of a sudden are not getting along with your manager or with your boss, and it's like they're asking things of you and you feel like it doesn't even make any sense. See, but you sort of have to take it, but then you also really don't want to take it, and it's taking up a lot of headspace and a lot of, time and energy from you. And then you're like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna remove myself from this toxic environment. I'm going to put my talents and my motivation elsewhere and put it into work. So I do feel a shift, change in your career in the early spring, end of winter. So what is the Seven of Pentacles about? It's like you have to make a decision to leave something behind where you felt like I've invested so much, and like you have a hard time really letting things come to an end. but I do see an ending, so something new can begin. Because I feel any ending you sort of is presenting itself and then you go with it. It's like, okay, you know what, I will leave, or I am removing myself from the situation. I am going to start fresh. I'm going to turn my head and focus somewhere else. Anything you do, you really feel guided to do it, and then you take it on and you let it rest and you let it sort of, fly away from you and your surrounding. Puts you in such a powerful position, and you start to see things from a really higher perspective in summer. Summer is really an eye-opener for you, Capricorn. Like really an eye-opener. What is truly important? What is, connected to you? And then you just start like receiving the coins, receiving those long-term goals and planning. I really feel like there might be someone in your energy that really wants to take things to a next level with you, really want to build a family or like a long lasting business connection or something like that, really setting the ground, the foundation this year for something new, or taking something old into a new level and having it just bring in new energy for you. So the 10 of Pentacles in September really indicates like you're might receive some money from money from family or something like this, or really you're gonna have your payout in the month of September of around that time. Because I do really see that because the stress is gone and you're grounded yourself and you start to really feel like, hey, I got my alignment back, you just feel so much more peace with like the King of Cups. But I also feel like another person is so much more open with their energy and their emotions towards you. So in November you might have a moment where you start to feel a little bit overwhelmed again, because it's already the end of the year, your birthday season is coming up, and that sometimes frightens you or puts pressure on you. But I really feel that the Temperance energy is just like the end of the year. So December, you're really going out of the year smooth sailing. Like you've learned, you feel more grounded, you feel more at peace with what you've done, and you're actually really proud of yourself. But I also see that someone actually want to take things to the next level. If you're dealing with a Sagittarius, that person actually might want to take the next step with you by the end of the year. But it's something that has to just take place naturally. So I'm not going to go too deeply into that, but I do see that connecting from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, I see like the second half of the year after these eclipses happened again in your 6th and 12th house, it just brings in so much more peace. It's different. Like I feel a different energy coming in. And also like the end of like November, December, it's just much more romantic and it's more fun, and you start to feel some butterflies. Maybe it's just because you're excited about something, and for others of you it's someone making you feel those butterflies. All right, let's clarify your card. Let's see what comes in with the Devil cards. Beautiful, the High Priestess, exactly. That's very powerful. So you start to see it from a higher perspective. I said I connected this to August. You start to feel more in alignment, grounded, and you get the High Priestess with it. So that's definitely a beautiful growth in your spiritual journey. And even if you're very conscious about your spiritual journey, or the spiritual development, or not that much, it doesn't matter, because in the end of the day we all have a soul, and if she isn't connected to the journey and where we're on, we automatically connected to our soul's path and our destiny basically. So, and that just brings in that feeling of like, I'm feeling so rich. You might actually not have that much resources at that point, but you feel like you're so happy, like almost like you can breathe differently, like better, since you let this come to an end. So I feel like for some of you it really is the year of the experience. Yeah, I think so. Because it's a number 5 here, it also often connects to the spiritual awakening, dark night of the soul, with like the 5 of Pentacles. But I feel for you it's like a re-wake up call. You've been awoke before, but you lost your track a little bit, and you're really rediscovering a part of yourself this year. because that feeling when you are in alignment, you just feel so good and so energized and just happy. You don't want to lose that feeling. You don't want to lose it. But sometimes life takes you somewhere else, so you can work on your own shadows, and you can actually, heal things from deeper within. And I think that just instantly indicates to people responding differently towards you, and also you just opening up from a more of like your heart chakra energy, and just feel like emotionally much more stable and balanced. And that's a happy place to be for you guys, because that from that place you can really create and build solidness. If you don't feel solid in your own skin, in your own, the pathway that you're on and the destination that you're on your own journey, it just has effect on everything around you. Just does, because you're just so energetically connected to things around you. All right, let me pick up a spirit message for this year for you, Capricorn. Capricorn 2021, what's the spirit message? Reach out. And then and that came in with the Temperance. Reach out. We know you are reaching out right now for help due to a current situation. Support is as much about the physical act of accepting help where offered, or it's about the emotional benefits and learning that it's truly okay to accept help and support however it's presented to you. I think that's a major important part, like however it's supported to you. Like I said, keep an open mind, keep an open heart on the how and the what, where and who. Like let it come into you, because there are things on its way towards you, Capricorn. So they're saying like support is sometimes, about the physical. Can you help me out moving? All of that. But sometimes it's also just like, hey, I need you right now. Like, do you have time? Can I call you? Can I reach out? Like we all, need one or two people in our life we can do that with. And, or if, at least feel that if something goes left, we can always, pick up the phone and connect to that person who knows us best. So I also feel like some of you, and I don't want you to freak out, please don't do that, because of the fact that it already is something that has taken place. All right, I feel for some of you, you really do have to heal your lungs after you had COVID. So it's something you already had, you're going through. And I feel like in the beginning of the year, you might need the first half of the year to just accept that you need more time to recover, to heal. And it's all part of a bigger journey, and you'll understand that in the summer months this year. So July, August, June. So because it really is like the higher up lungs. But overall, just listen to your heart. Like really tune into your heart chakra this year. However you can tune into that for yourself. You can go through crystals, you can go through meditations, you can go through really connecting with nature, you can go to journaling. Anything that you feel, now I'm in my heart chakra, or now I'm connecting. Maybe it's family time. It's very healthy and helpful for you, because it helps you release those stress hormones, which have a big effect on you and your healing process. All right. That was the reading for 2021. I hope that it brought you some clarity. You might want to come back to this reading somewhere in this year. Maybe, it brings in, something else for you. Like I said, I hope it was helpful for some of you. I truly hope so. Just keep an open mind and keep an open heart, Capricorn, because I really feel like you got some good things going for you. All right. I love you so much. Thank you for listening. And I'll be back with the January reading soon. Bye. Mwah. Love you.